It is so wonderful to come your way to share a few words with this class as you bring your human rights program to an end. Let me start by saying that my name is Xavier Sosu. I'm a lawyer by profession and I'm an activist. And in Ghana, I've been practicing as a human rights lawyer and a public interest lawyer for that matter for the past 12 years, and currently serving in the Parliament of Ghana, representing about some 200,000 constituents in a small a suburb of Accra, which is the capital of Ghana. Let me say that human rights are inalienable entitlements that we are all entitled to, and for the fact that you are a human being, you are entitled to some very, very fundamental entitlement, and that is why we have the right to life, we have the right to health, a right to freedom of expression, we have the right not to be subjected to arbitrary treatment, and so on and so forth. And it is exciting that we have various international organizations that have come together to codify this right. So for example, we have the UN Declaration on Human Rights, and then we also have the United Nations Convention on Civil and Political Rights. We have several others, UN Convention on Elimination of all forms of discrimination against women. And if you come to Africa, we have the African Charter on Human and People's Rights. And then, of course, when you come to Ghana, we have our 1992 Constitution. And I know that every nation and every state has a set of rules that govern or protect this right. Now, let me say that as an activist, and as a student of human rights, I've come to understand that where there are right holders, we have duty bearers. So anytime we talk about human rights, we talk about two levels of relations. We have those who bear the right, and we have those who are supposed to ensure that we enjoy this right. So for example, in a typical national state, you have the executive who are the duty bearers, and you have the citizens who are the right holders. So it is the duty of the executive to ensure that your freedom of expression, your right to education, your right to food, your right to healthy environment are protected, and your right not to be subjected to arbitrary arrest and treatment and malicious prosecutions are also protected. Now, as a young man growing up on the streets of Accra and being favored to become a lawyer and now a legislator, I have seen people having been subjected to all forms of arbitrary treatment. I've seen people on the street being unlawfully beaten, people denied opportunities in life, and it's because you have a society that is not very open, a society that is actually right-based. As a lawyer and working in this space, for example, I work on a project called the Justice for All program, where I've represented in excess of 800 inmates who are wrongfully arrested, or wrongfully convicted, or maybe unlawfully held in detention cells, and so on and so forth, and fought to ensure that some of these people are released. And why? It is because you have a system that is very repressive. If you look at the 2013 UN Rapporteur's report on Ghana, you would realize that a lot of our cells are very, very, very dehumanizing, and they do not have the facility that ensure that people are protected and people's rights are enforced, and so on and so forth. Now, as a young man and a young lady who is coming out of this human rights program, you have to understand that the area of practice of human rights is a very lonely path. It is not many people that will patronize you. Many regimes are going to be very repressive. You are going to be working under a lot of authoritarian regimes because for people who are very, very corrupt, they tend to profit from those regimes. So, for example, in Parliament, I have just introduced a bill to criminalize witchcraft accusation. But many people have have already spoken against the bill. Why are they talking against the bill? Because you have pastors and you have some religious people who profit from that industry by virtue of accusing people of being witches or wizards. They tend to induce fear in them, and they now profit off these people because some of them will now have to pay to stay in their camps. And that happens even in the traditional setting, where you have traditional priests and traditional priestesses who would accuse people of being witches, and they rely on the family to pay for them to stay with them under the pretext of exorcising them and removing those accusations or removing those spells of witchcraft from them. So you are going to come face to face with people who would be fighting you because you are fighting the system. Remember that a corrupt system have very corrupt people presiding over those systems, and those corrupt people benefit from the corruption of the system. And so when you stand out as a human rights practitioner who is going to speak against the system, who would want to change the status quo, remember that people are going to come after you. People may come after your life. They may even come after your family. But remember also that there is no change in society without struggle. At a point in time, in America, in the United States of America, it was a crime for a woman to cast a vote. You remember that popular matter, to the extent that a woman who attempted to vote was actually arrested and prosecuted in the United States of America. There was a time in the United States of America where it was a crime for a black person or a person of color to be in class with a person who is white. It took people like Martin Luther King Jr. who said, I have a dream. I have a dream that someday the white and the black will sit at the same table. I have a dream that someday I would not be judged by the color of my skin, but by the content of my character. He had a dream. He stood for that dream. He fought for that dream. And today, civil rights is something that is respected all over America. So trust me, as a human rights practitioner and a lawyer, you must have a dream. A dream that sees beyond the individual benefit. A dream that seeks to protect the generality of society. A dream that seeks to make the society, better for everyone. A dream that seeks to promote inclusiveness. A dream that seeks to promote equality and equity in our society. Equality and equity in the sharing of the national cake. A dream that seeks to promote intergenerational equity, such that those of us who are using the resources available to us will use them in manners that will protect the interests of the future generation. That must be your dream as a human rights practitioner. And remember that he who never walks unless where he sees the footprint of others will never make a discovery. When you are a human rights activist and a practitioner, you are in to make a difference. You must see beyond what others are seeing, and you must go beyond what others are doing. You must be willing to die for the values and the ideals that you believe in as a human rights practitioner. If you are able to do that, you will become a change agent. I am looking forward to you becoming a change agent. I'm looking forward to be the next human rights activist that will change the story of this world. I believe that you have what it takes to change the story of this world. You can be that change. Just as Mahatma Gandhi once said, that be the change you want to see in society. I challenge you today, come out and be the change that the society is yearning for. Thank you very much and congratulations, and God richly bless you all.